Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to episode 52. We've had just enormous comments on our last one about getting out there and getting off the interstate and dropping by and seeing people, and then how many calls is too many calls. That's always that some of the feedback I've gotten from that has been enormous. A lot of people writing. Again, you can write me at dean@deanakers.com. And oh, by the way, I'm going to make an offer today. Anybody that would like a copy of Self-Talk, Think Like a Child, if you'll write me at dean@deanakers.com with your name and address, I'll get a copy out to you, a signed copy out to you. It's a lot of the things we talk about on the show. So feel free to write me at dean@deanakers.com if you have any interest in getting that book. Today, we're going to talk about if I had to give up everything in sales except for one thing I do or technique I do or one tool that I've had. It's been my most awesome tool, if that's such a word, over the last 35, 40 years, and that is the handwritten note. I write handwritten notes every week. This is the handwritten notes I wrote just prior to the show for today. I get lots of reasons between birthdays, people you meet, events in their life, cutouts of magazines, articles of interest, all kinds of reasons to write handwritten notes. And again, I also send out books. I send out all kinds of books. Again, if you want my current book, Self-Talk, it's dean@deanakers.com, and I'll be happy to put one in the mail to you. By the way, when you write those handwritten notes, you're going to want to write them on a note card. Notice it doesn't say thank you or anything. It's so I can put any deal in there, thank you, birthdays, whatever. And then on the back, I always have my contact information, much like a business card. And the reason I share this, make absolutely sure you just don't stick your business card in with it too. That just reeks of salesy. So what are my stories today? I got two classic stories. One of them was a large client of mine, a potential client of mine back in the day. And I got to know the guy who was president of a big mining company out of Jacksonville. And I got to know him, and I did my handwritten notes like I always did. And I was able somehow to secure his home address in Ponte Vedra. And I also learned his wife and his anniversary. And so I wrote him an anniversary, he and his wife, an anniversary note on their anniversary one year, the first one I did, and I just sent it in the mail. Well, Don was his name. He got home that evening of the day of his anniversary, and he walked into his house in Ponte Vedra and said, "Hey, honey, I'm home." And she goes, "Hey, Don, how was your day today?" "Oh, it was awesome." "Anything special today?" "Oh, yeah. I mean, we had record production in out of Atlanta. Our Brooksville operation did really well. Sales keep going up. It was a good day, honey. Great day." And she goes, "Anything else special about today?" And he goes, we hired a new guy for HR. It's going to be done. "Anything else special, Don?" He goes, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, "How about, honey, it's our anniversary?" He goes, "What?" "Well, get dressed. We're going to go out. We're going to go to the Ponte Vedra Club. We're going to go there. We're going to have dinner. You're right. Happy anniversary, honey. Give me a hug." And she went, "Time out. We're not going out to dinner." "Why? Let's go out. I mean, it's our anniversary." She goes, "Don, if you can't remember my anniversary," and she pulls out one of my handwritten notes, and she goes, "and Dean Akers can remember our anniversary, that's a problem." Well, the next day I get a call from Don. He wasn't really mad at me, but he called up and he goes, "Dean, man, you just dropped a bomb in my lap last night. When you sent that anniversary note, my wife got it and I forgot about it. And man, it just like a bomb in my lap." And I said, "Well, Don, I'll take care of it from now on." From then on until he passed, every year I sent him an anniversary note 1 week in advance to his office with a big reminder. And we still laughed up until he passed years ago on how that helped him, remember anniversaries, but it created a special bond and relationship with us that if he was alive today and was sitting around talking to you, he would share that story as a unique story for he and I. Another example, I sold my construction company. I'm out just doing things, traveling, doing stuff, still doing my notes religiously. And I'd sent one to a buddy of mine that I had known helped me with my computers back when I had my tire company. I'd worked with him in a number of his companies, but we had not seen each other in a little while. And I had wrote him a birthday note. And he got the birthday note and he called me up. He goes, Dean, you never forget my birthday. Can we get lunch? I said, sure, let's check in. So we go to a restaurant here in Tampa. We have lunch and he goes, Dean, you know what? Just in our conversation of catching up, he goes, I got an idea. Would you help these 2 chiropractors that are potential clients of mine with their business, give them some ideas, and maybe you could just give them some ideas to get them kicked off. And I said, sure. So he set up a meeting. We all met, and that was the 2 founders of Ideal Image. And they had a med spa for some 4 years. We met through that meeting of a birthday card with Mark. That ended up being an opportunity where I became CEO. We grew the company to a national brand, and it was a good financial result for me. So there was call it a 50-cent stamp for a 7-figure outcome. So without always quantifying it that way, 2 particular events, my anniversary notes and that just random birthday note, have paid back in spades. And I could sit here for the next couple hours and share with you examples of it. But I wanted you to make sure that you need to get your pen out. So when we finish up today, I want you to get your pen out, order your cards if you haven't already ordered them, get that card with your brand on the back and brand on the front, not thank you, so you can put any kind of note in here. Happy birthday, happy bar mitzvah, hope you had a wonderful trip, whatever it is. It has all your contact information on the very back so that they'll be able to know that it's you. Never put your business card in there. Get your pen out, get your stamps, and go make some money and have fun. And also the side benefit of this is you'll actually impact people and make them smile and make their day a little bit better. So until we talk again, have a great week.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanacres.com. Also, visit us at www.deanacres.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.